From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
The Arizona Senate announced their budget proposal, but members of the House aren't completely sold. What members said and their ideas for the budget.
In my personal opinion, it's ethically absolutely wrong.
Cronkite News takes an in-depth look into the use of a homeopathic treatment and the death of a toddler.
A half-mile drug smuggling tunnel was found going from Tijuana to San Diego. Hear how this discovery is affecting community members in Mexico.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Zach Pockleb.
And I'm Amber Kawaji. Thanks for joining us.
The budget has dropped. The Arizona Senate introduced their budget proposal last night, but it doesn't yet have support on the other side of the Capitol. Cronkite News reporter Lauren Ashley spoke with representatives in the House about the introduced budget bills.
The Joint Legislative Budget Committee held a briefing this morning to discuss the introduced budget proposal. The top concern of House members? Funding for education. House Democrat Minority Whip Eric Meyer doesn't believe there is a real investment in education in the introduced budget.
And even the investments that are made in K-12 and universities are just one-time investments, so we aren't guaranteeing that those dollars will be used ongoing for those purposes. There's some one-time monies for the universities, but I think you're aware that we made the largest cuts ever to our universities last year and cut over about $100 million.
House Republican Paul Boyer's #1 goal is to make sure public schools have the funds they need.
Still think we should put more money into K-12 education. As a teacher myself and someone who's in the classroom every day, I see the impact on teachers, on schools, and as the House Education Chair, I hear it from all across the state.
We'll offer up amendments that remove, say, maybe the freedom schools, the border strike forces, the money that's used specifically for charter school bonding, and then we'll offer up other choices. We do that every year just to let the public know that we could easily invest in our schools.
There are Appropriations Committee hearings, floor debate, and possibly votes today. In Phoenix, Lauren Ashley, Cronkite News.
Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump took to the stage in Washington, D.C. today to talk about his stance on foreign policy, and one theme prevailed. Reporter Sydney Glenn spoke with an international student who was anything but pleased.
If there's one thing Donald Trump promised today, it's that under his administration, America would always come first.
My foreign policy will always put the interests of the American people and American security above all else.
But in a speech aimed to be about how he would work with other countries, one international student says he fell short.
He said, "We will be good to you if you are good to us." And that was worrying for me.
Trump criticized past policy and vowed to make major changes.
One that replaces randomness with purpose, ideology with strategy, and chaos with peace.
But the details were fuzzy.
There was a lot of loopholes in what he was saying, and he was basically even contradicting himself at various points.
But what he did say, Zom says she's heard before.
If I had not watched Trump's speech, would I have missed anything? No.
Even so, the numbers speak for themselves. Trump's policies, although controversial, are winning over voters so far. In Phoenix, Sydney Glenn, Cronkite News.
A big announcement from presidential candidate Ted Cruz today as he chose his running mate in the race for the GOP nomination.
That if I am nominated to be President of the United States, that I will run on a ticket with my vice presidential nominee, Carly Fiorina.
Carly Fiorina has been a regular on the Cruz campaign since endorsing the Texas senator in early March, and the campaign may see her California roots as an asset ahead of that state's primary on June 7th.
Maricopa County prosecutors are still reviewing the unusual circumstances surrounding the care of a toddler who died of cyanide poisoning. Investigative reporter Ty Schools examined the case to find out what happened.
This case involves the use of Laetrile, an often controversial alternative treatment for cancer. Some experts say this drug can be beneficial, but its use for cancer is banned by the FDA.
Robert and Grace Maynard's daughter was a toddler, living in Maine when she was diagnosed with eye cancer and doctors removed her right eye. In her mother's blog, Grace writes that her daughter had been given a death sentence. They decided to treat her with prayer and alternative medicine.
People believe a lot of things that are not scientifically based.
Her parents took her to Arizona. They sought help from Dr. Martha Grout, a Scottsdale doctor and homeopath who prescribed Laetrile, an alternative cancer treatment. 5 days later, the 18-month-old was dead. Her name was Mercy. Cause of death? Cyanide poisoning.
There are lots of reports in the literature of Laetrile, amygdalin, toxicity, deaths, and deaths from cyanide.
3 years later, the case is still being reviewed by Maricopa County prosecutors.
This case involving a suspected homicide in the context of medical treatment has posed some additional issues that are taking some time for investigators and prosecutors to work through.
Dr. Grout works here at the Arizona Center for Advanced Medicine. She declined multiple requests for interviews. Mercy's parents also could not be reached.
But anytime you have family members or witnesses or other people that have material information to a case who live outside of the jurisdiction, there is the added delay of communicating with them.
Scottsdale police investigated the death for more than a year. According to reports, Mercy's doctors in Maine told detectives this is child neglect, and this child did not have to die. The alternative treatment administered by Dr. Grout goes by many names.
Laetrile, amygdalin, and B17.
Dr. Jonathan Murphy is a physician at an Oasis of Healing, an alternative cancer treatment center in Mesa, and is an advocate of Laetrile's use.
The essential nature of it is as a preventative and to help our bodies to prevent cancers. So that's why I take it, is as a preventative.
In an email to Cronkite News, however, the FDA said Laetrile is not a safe and effective cancer drug and has the potential to be fatally dangerous. The potential for poisoning comes from how the drug is administered.
So if it's injected, it's not particularly toxic. But in the gut, bacteria in the gut can convert the amygdalin to hydrogen cyanide.
Laetrile is not legally produced in the United States. To get it, you have to order it from foreign manufacturers. And that's exactly what we did. We bought a small amount of Laetrile from a company in Mexico for $26. Police found 3 bottles of the exact same brand in Dr. Grout's pharmacy.
I would have to say that I believe Dr. Grout did what she thought was best. But I think the knowledge and the reasoning were certainly flawed.
But Dr. Fagan, a University of Arizona professor of pharmacology for more than 22 years, wants the public to be wary of unapproved treatments.
If you're practicing as a physician and if you have no credible evidence of any efficacy of this medication, you can't in any way say that this is not going to cause harm.
The Arizona Medical Board reviewed the Maynard case and issued a letter of reprimand to Martha Grout. Dr. Grout also surrendered her license in Florida, where she used to practice. Ty Scholes, Cronkite News.
Accessible health care can be a struggle for veterans, as many have waited months to receive the treatment they need. But today in Washington, Arizona Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake joined with 2 other lawmakers to unveil what they call the Care Veterans Deserve Plan. If enacted, the proposal would allow eligible veterans to walk into a clinic without an appointment and have more flexibility in selecting their doctor. It's also a program focused on enforcing accountability into a department riddled with problems.
We've never really held anybody accountable for what happened in the Phoenix VA hospital, where 50 veterans died on a non-existent waiting list.
The U.S. Veterans of Foreign Wars says it will support all legislation that helps veterans access health care easier.
Mexican authorities discovered a half-mile-long drug smuggling tunnel leading from Tijuana to San Diego. The tunnel was one of the longest of its kind, and Cronkite News reporter Mauricio Casillas showed how the border community is dealing with the discovery of the tunnel.
In a small neighborhood in Tijuana, parents and their children walk by this house on the way to school.
We're dropping down.
Authorities discovered this drug smuggling tunnel underneath the house. The tunnel is the length of nearly 9 football fields. Most neighbors are afraid to talk about it.
No, la verdad, no.
This mother says she doesn't know anything about the tunnel.
Con mucho miedo.
This woman
Con
says
miedo.
she's very scared.
And they just broke the whole thing.
Federal police raided Jaime Romero's home by mistake, searching for the tunnel.
Some of the things were moved. Some of the cabinets were pushed around to try to find arms or drugs.
This particular neighborhood in Tijuana is known as the ground zero of drug smuggling tunnels, and it's only a couple of blocks away from the US-Mexico border. Now, they're not just finding these tunnels in homes, but they're finding them in warehouses like this one. Authorities discovered a tunnel here and shut it down. Later, they found another tunnel in the exact same place.
Being that close to the border, it gives you that area where you might be able to do it a lot easier.
Romero says he knew the neighbors next door and was cordial with them, but he did not suspect anything was going on in the house.
You worry, but you can't worry too much. You gotta just push it behind you and just move forward, or else it's just gonna consume you.
Romero, like most people in the neighborhood, plans to stay. This is home, tunnel or no tunnel. In Tijuana, Mexico, I'm Mauricio Casillas, Cronkite News.
The hot and dry Arizona climate combined with a lack of rain brings concerns for the state's water supply.
That's right. However, some farmers are working around the drought. Coming up on Cronkite News, how crop farmers in Yuma are conserving water and producing more.
The beautiful place that we used to have, a beautiful town we used to have, is not there no more.
Why the proposed expansion of Hickman Farms has some Tonopah residents worrying about the future of their town.
The true measure of all our actions is how long the good in them lasts.
This is who I am, where I'm from.
If you're on the right side of history, you can accomplish anything.
It's a connection between your present and your past.
Come this way. This is good. This is very good.
We are attempting to fulfill the promise of America.
The stories about who we are shape us.
This chance to go through a time machine.
Good heavenly days.
We should know our history.
It informs, but it doesn't constrict you.
It's a framework to carry out human activity.
The sky is the limit.
It started a long time ago.
For only the third time in the award's 74-year history, a Phoenix-based news operation wins the prestigious Alfred I. DuPont Columbia Award for Excellence in Broadcast Journalism. And this year, that news operation is Cronkite News, the news division of Arizona PBS, honored for its work on the groundbreaking documentary, Hooked, Tracking Heroin's Hold on Arizona. Cronkite News at Arizona PBS, award-winning journalism you can count on from the station you trust.
We are here tonight to explore tough issues.
You've got to have people around you who aren't just laying rose petals in front of your way. And I kid you not, this is true.
Trust is everything.
This has been so much fun.
It's about reaching people.
There are more players on the world stage. The issues are more complex. We ask the questions that take us closer to the truth.
What happened and what might happen.
Because that's what we do.
Would you like doing something like I do? I couldn't do this. I'm not qualified.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
The Southwest is coping with a 15-year drought. Reporter Anthony Marroquin shows us how farmers in Yuma are doing more with less water.
This dusty region is also home to some of the most productive farmland in the state. Growers here, like the rest of Arizona, get water from the Colorado River.
The river is our lifeblood. As water is the lifeblood for everybody, we can see it right here where it comes by us.
But farmers are seeing a lot less water these days because of the drought and higher demand from a growing population in the Southwest.
We felt we needed to come up with better ways to more efficiently use the water so it would cost less money just to grow the crop.
Yuma's leading the way in agricultural water efficiency. Over the past decade, farmers here have started to use over 20% less water when irrigating fields like these. And yet their produce production has now increased by over 30%.
Farmers are using sprinklers to control the amount of water get into their crops and laser leveling the fields before planting to spread the water evenly. They're also experimenting with drip irrigation, which delivers water directly to the crop.
Looking forward, we know that there's going to be more pressure on water usage, and we want to be able to be adaptive and be able to be more efficient as we go forward for those reasons as well.
Lessons for the future, not just for farmers, but for others coping with a dwindling water supply. In Yuma, I'm Anthony Marroquin, Cronkite News.
Walk down the dairy aisle in any grocery store here in Arizona, and you're sure to see a few cartons of Hickman's eggs, the state's biggest egg producer. But as Ben Marjat reports, the company's newest facility is creating quite the stink.
You would think that the rural area of Tonopah, 50 miles west of us here in downtown Phoenix, would be a great place for agriculture because there aren't many people there. But the few that do live right next to the new farm are now begging Hickman's to take their operation elsewhere.
The beautiful place we used to have, a beautiful town we used to have, is not there no more.
Sonia Lopez has lived here in the quiet town of Tonopah for more than 20 years.
That was my kids' future. We were so happy to buy that house, a big land, so my kids can go outside and play.
But a decade after moving in, Hickman's family farms moved in too, right across the street. The new Tonopah facility, just 15 miles from their existing facility in Arlington, made a lot of sense to Hickman's CEO Glenn Hickman, who didn't want to speak on camera for this story.
It had great infrastructure that existed when we bought it. It was already leveled. It was 360 acres, freeway access to I-10 right around the corner.
But the community of Tonopah is just a quarter of a mile downwind. And being that close to 3 million chickens and their waste isn't exactly pleasant.
Smells like vomit that also has feces in it.
As soon as you open the door, it's just to go outside, a bunch of flies comes in.
What's worse, Sonia says her teenage son has experienced noticeably more asthma attacks in the few years that Hickman's has been operating, causing him to miss a month of school last year.
They thought my son was faking. You cannot fake a temperature and asthma attack.
Residents at Saddle Mountain RV Park, a community of mostly snowbirds, have organized. They say they cleaned up thousands of feathers that lined the highway across the street from the nearby Arlington facility last Friday. Michael Worth, owner of Saddle Mountain RV Park, says he's struggling to fill the 300 spaces on his property.
Most of them have found other places to go to, and that's what I anticipate, that most of them will leave me over the next year.
But year-round residents like Sonia don't have that same choice. Now, the organization STOP has filed multiple lawsuits against Hickman's, but because the land is zoned for agriculture and Hickman's isn't doing anything illegal, they haven't had much success in court. Ben Marjat, Cronkite News.
One Flagstaff tennis coach is serving up more than just tennis balls.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how this Paralympian is preparing for the games while helping out her players and community.
In the middle of rather a drama.
I've been thinking about the circumstances of the crime and the nature of love.
It's romantic, is it? Isn't it?
Seems to me as if the answer is right in front of you.
I'm a high-functioning sociopath. You are being irrational.
Need to go.
Will you do a blood test?
No.
You want to hit me now?
That makes me a wicked woman, sister.
Will the prisoner rise? There is only one thing I would like. Pain.
Sex?
Heartbreak.
Or love? Oh, yummy.
Stop it! Papa? Is everything all right in there?
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
When I was
12 years old. I was watching great performances on PBS. This program with Nureyev came on. Nureyev in a performance of Le Corsaire, and I was amazed and awestruck. I really wanted to do it. I was street dancing at the time, and I never thought of formal dance until I saw great performances. I knew that I was really a novice to dance, like high dance. I decided to check out the High School Performing Arts, and so one thing led to the next. Today, as a recognized dancer, I absolutely believe that when I saw the performance, it affected me tremendously. And I know that's what happens when I teach. I'm opening an option for them that they hadn't seen before.
We are now 100 days away from the Summer Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 2 Phoenix Mercury players were named yesterday to the U.S. Olympic women's basketball team, guard Diana Taurasi and center Brittany Griner. Taurasi is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, while this will be Griner's first appearance at the Games. And the Mercury are selling advertisement space on team jerseys, a common revenue-generating practice in the WNBA for several years now. Reporter Blake Bernard attended the team's season opening practice to see how the WNBA's success with ads could transition to the NBA.
For years, the 4 major U.S. sports have shied away from advertisement on team jerseys. This ended several weeks ago when the NBA decided to allow ads on team uniforms in the upcoming seasons. However, the WNBA has embraced the idea since 2011.
With the NBA doing it, I mean, you know, they're just copying us, so.
For the Phoenix Mercury and the majority of the WNBA teams, advertisement on jerseys is essential.
A business reality for us, and it's a big deal for us. It's kind of a game changer in terms of teams and making their path toward profitability.
During the 2015 season, the WNBA averaged just over 7,000 fans per game, as opposed to the NBA's nearly 18,000. Without the advertisement, the Mercury would financially suffer.
The goal of the league obviously is long-term sustainability, and having a marquee partner across the front of our jersey is the biggest step toward that.
As for the players,
I don't really understand the opposition to it.
That's because in Europe, where many WNBA athletes play year-round, the majority of sports franchises have ads on uniforms.
You can sometimes look like a race car. You've got so many ads on your jersey, and it's never something I've ever thought about.
Still, it may come as an initial shock to NBA players.
Going overseas my first year to see all the uniforms with different sponsors just all over the shorts, all over the jersey. Back then it was kind of interesting, kind of different for me.
For the fans, the players believe they'll still show up.
Fans just want to watch the game, watch people compete, watch good players.
In Phoenix, Blake Bernard, Cronkite News.
The NBA's 3-year pilot program will begin in 2017 and allow teams to sell roughly 6 square inches of advertisement on the front left of the jersey. The revenue is expected to be in the millions for each team.
One Flagstaff High School tennis coach goes above and beyond her job description. Cronkite News reporter Carrie Crowley found out how she balances coaching while preparing for her second Paralympic Games.
At Flagstaff High School in northern Arizona, every tennis practice is a learning experience for the Eagles, who are led by a coach with her fair share of lessons to impart.
Just like never giving up, because like as you can see, she's in a wheelchair, and like she just makes every situation like as good as possible.
Caitlin Verfurth isn't your typical high school tennis coach, and she's definitely not your average athlete. Verfurth was injured in a car accident at 7 years old, but has overcome an L2 incomplete spinal cord injury to become an accomplished Paralympic tennis star.
Top 22 qualify for the Paralympic Games in Rio, and currently my ranking is 18 in the world, so I qualify right now, but I have to play a lot of tournaments to make sure that I maintain that ranking.
With Rio in sight, Verfurth could have backed off from her coaching duties, but delayed a handful of her qualifying matches to stick with her team through the end of the season.
So this year's been a little tricky trying to do all the scheduling, but it worked out okay. So I'm going to play a bunch of tournaments in May to make up for those tournaments in April.
The team looks up to Verfurth as a player and a coach, and team captain Sarah Lilly said Verfurth's experiences helped give her players a mental edge.
You have to believe in yourself and believe that you can do this and just like don't overthink. So just her telling me like she's helped so much with like the mental side of tennis more than even the, physical side of it.
On the court, Verfurth is a fierce competitor, but take a step off of it, she fights just as hard for the disabled community here in Flagstaff.
Verfurth has a knack for leadership, whether it be as a community ambassador, as a coach, or as a competitor. In all of her roles, the University of Arizona graduate carries a positive outlook, which isn't lost on the eyes of those who look up to her.
A really big thing that I've learned from her is just to, look at everybody with like a positive view first.
While Verfurth's selfless spirit is readily apparent, so too is her passion as a competitor. After securing a 4th place finish at the Paralympic Games in Beijing, Verfurth is determined to achieve the ultimate prize come Rio.
My dream is definitely to win a gold medal. It's going to be tough. I have a lot of work ahead of me. And to win a gold medal, with my doubles partner, Dana Mathewson at right now, and if we could win a gold medal, we would be just ecstatic.
For a person who has spent years overcoming adversity, there's no reason to doubt Verfurth now. In Flagstaff, I'm Kerry Crowley, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS.
Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, hear about possible alternatives to Proposition 123 from State Treasurer Jeff DeWitt. And we'll get an update on the state budget in our weekly legislative update. That's the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour. Delegate math. With only a handful of states left to vote, opportunities to stop the front runners are running out. That's Wednesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.